Excuse me. Hello. Somebody asked me to do a video on my discussion page. And so here we are. I think I'll do it. I feel like doing a video. So, because it's been like a month and a half since I did a video, I should do a video like once a month. Sorry if I stopped doing a video. So, but I will do lots of videos soon, or some in 1 year. So, I'm going to get my face out of here because I'm distracting myself. So, what have I been up to? Okay, so the last time I did a video, was like September 11th, I think it was, because it was the day after I went to the court date. So since on that video I forgot to say though, on September 9th, I went over to do this the blood test for the weed to see how much THC I had. And so I rode back, and they took the blood, and I rode back. It was a really nice day, and I was like, you know what? Today's the day I'm going to do the time trial. So I did the I did the haystack time trial. I did my bike ride. Yeah, but of course I wasn't like at my fastest because I was super high, like as high as I could get, and then I was as high as I could get, and then. They just took double amount of blood out of me. Like normally they take 11 or something, but they took 22 because they had lost the first sample and they wanted to take double in case they lose it again. So, yeah, you know, and I'm like way out of shape and heavy and everything, and my bike's heavy and all that and stuff. So, but I have it all figured out. I don't ride at all. So I figured I would be like, so I would not be in racer level. I would be like in a fast commuter level. I figured out, but since I'm a strong guy, I would be like fastest of the fast commuter. I'd be like alpha commuter. One step below Omega Racer. That's what I predicted, and that's what you figure. And so I went over and I do it, but my bike computer, I have the Garmin. I have the Garmin bike computer, and it's like broken. Like I don't know what the deal is. Oh yeah, because like the sensor's broken or something. And so, but the clock still works. The clock was wrong, but it was working. And so it said it was like 6:57 or something. So I was like, oh okay. Let's just wait until 7 and I'll tie myself that way. So I just hung out, you know, and I filmed Haystack, and I think I'll include that video actually. Yeah, I'll include the video where I filmed Haystack right before that time trial. Because I think I had my video. I had my video camera with me. So, yeah, 7 goes, I go. And I hit the climb after canyon, and I'm going like really slow up the climb, but then the downhill comes, you know, and I'm going a little bit faster, you know, and I'm going as fast as I can, but I can't like totally hammer as hard as I can because that would like pull muscles and stuff, you know, because I'm like really out of shape. But I'm going as fast as I can, but I took a wrong turn at one point because I saw this guy come out, and I was like, that's it. But then I realized I went like 100 meters in. I realized that wasn't it. So I turned around, I came back, and then I went, and I did it. And I remembered all the features. It was cool. It's like I could remember myself I felt like I was in the world of, because I made the Haystack time trial page, and I think I'll even leave a link to it here. No, not the Haystack time trial page. The my bike racer level page that has the Haystack time trial map on it, but if it's still connected, like what went bad, but I'll talk about that later. But it was going really fast. Yeah, we should talk about that now. But I could feel like I was in spent a lot of time on Google Earth looking at that area, and I felt like I could remember all the features. It was fucking cool. It was like going inside the world after looking at the world, you know. Yeah, I knew exactly where I was, you know, because I look on Google Earth. But so then I go and I finished it, and like it said 41, so I figured 40, 30, so that would put me like it would have put me like second to last on the haystack time trial, and would have put me at about 17.5 miles an hour, which is like, or 18, I can't remember, but it would have been like right there, right at the upper end of the fast commuter, where I thought it would be. So my science is worked out. It's a bummer that I don't have it actually written here. I should have had it more written here, but whatever. Yeah, so I sorry, this thing's doing Jedi mind trick on me. It wants me to like upgrade all this shit. And I'm like, I'm trying to do a video though. Okay, what the fuck was I even talking about? Right. Hang on. Right, the haystack. So I did the haystack time trial, yeah, and my science is working out. It's awesome. I'm happy about that. So, whenever you're going to do like a subject transition and you end up getting distracted right at the subject transition, fucking, that's kind of where you're going to lose your train of thought. So anyway, since then, I've been trying to sell my car, but I just haven't had the motivation, man. Like, look at my website. Like, well, I just don't look at my website because it's not like polished yet. But, well, yeah, do look at my website because then you'll see how much time it took me to build it. You know, it's kind of like a paradox. You know, it's a paradox because it's like look how big it is, but look how not done it is. It's like, is he a loser or is he a winner? I don't know. You know, I think that's how it's unraveling because there's been a whole lot of like hatred on me on the internet. I think I'll talk about that too, but let's talk about the website first. I have been, tying up the loose ends, kind of like surface area stuff, which is really cool because now I feel like it's kind of coming in. And I can see how it's going to feel like or look like. And right now I'm working on Plenty. And hopefully, this week I'll be done with Plenty. And I'll be on my website. And then I'm going to polish up the other ones that I want to get. So then the total books that I want to have in their entirety on my website are going to be, apart from Plenty and the ones I have now, Livy, History of Rome, Thucydides, History of the Peloponnesian War, Josephus, the Histories of the Jews of Antiquity, and it was 4. Well, I mean, I should see if I get Hesiod. Is Hesiod up there? I don't know. But those ones really, because it's like another paradox. It's like the history of the earth. We don't have that much, yet we have a lot. Like we don't have that much, and it's not that many books, and it's actually a limited number of books. It's enough number of books, for example, that I could put their entirety on my website, and I plan on doing it. I think each book would take maybe a week. Now that I finally know how I want them to look, and I can just plug it in to the template. But with just those numbers of books, you have the history from the beginning of all of what you need of all of the Europe and Middle East and Africa and everything. You know where the original names of everything came from, and the origin and original tribes and the size and what the world was like. That's all you need. And that's something that, and each of those books are like 1,000 pages, so it's like, I don't know if you're talking about my whole Bible section, or at least the part in Europe. It's something that somebody could memorize very easily. It's not beyond you. And it's really, I'm excited about doing it on my website because when you listen to it, then you hear something, you're like, wait, I want to hear that part again because I want to know where it is because I want to know when to quote it. But, and it's a lot easier if you have it on your website because then you can know what chapter it is and you can click there. And so, and if you're listening to something on the audiobook, I've talked about this a lot of times, but you remember the exact couple of words, all you have to do is type it on the website and it takes you right there. So it'll take you where it is. So, and I'm the only page, website on the entire planet that has the entire book on one page. And there's a huge advantage to that because you can do the word search. And there's a huge incentive to do word search because you hear the book, you want to know, you want to go to that section and you want to be able to memorize that passage, how the Christians do, remember where it is, just like the Bible. And I have all the things also organized just like the Bible, and I have everything organized the same. And my organization is better than any other organization because if you look at the Bible organization, you compare it with others, mine's better. You can pack more information in a smaller period of space. That looks prettier. Sorry. So, yeah, so that's what I've been up to, and that's what I'm doing now. I think after I'm done with Plenty, I'm going to fix links, do more link fixing, and fix for pictures and linkings and stuff, make it look better on the surface level, and then I might get sucked into try to do put those books in their entirety. I want to fix the links on my timeline first, though, but that's what I'm up to now. So, I need to get a light for my geckos. Little guys haven't been off the light for a couple days. So, community service. I finished my community service. Yay! Picking up trash around Boulder Creek between the library, between 9th Street and 13th Street, like fair area, community, Saturday market. I picked up, between like 8 and 12, I picked up like 3 big bags. So it's like both, both times I was there. So like, mainly, I mean, you fill up the bags quick when you start picking up clothing. Oh my God, yeah, because hey, I'm glad that I did that patrol because it's interesting because I never patrolled the whole area and like, it's bum central. Like there's this one area under the bushes, and they have their rocks organized perfectly where the nice rocks make good pillows and they have it smoothed out and like the bush is like, hanging over to protect the little area where that guy was sleeping and then under this one bridge is like bum central and where there's somebody always sleeping. Both times I was there, there was somebody sleeping during the day, and that's where all the trash was. Most of the trash was. They don't pick up after themselves around there. And then I found a needle. I found like 3 needles total, I think, one there, and then just west of there, there was I found the clothing depot. It was a pile of clothing like 2 feet high, not covered by anything, at the mouth of a hollowed out tree that I think is still alive. But the bottom of it is hollow, and they've got all this like other stuff stored in there and clothing in there. But the big pile was outside on this platform area. Would be a great place to camp. And I asked my supervisor if I should pick that up. He said no, because it might be for the bombs. The bombs might, because the clothing didn't look like it was in that bad of shape. I don't know. I guess if you let clothing just out in the open without covered by anything, it gets washed by the rain. and then sterilized by the sun. And as long as it doesn't get, it's just laying on leaves, and as long as it doesn't get dirty, you can always just pick it up and put it on. It ain't dirty. Some of them were kind of like that, but then, but yeah, but a lot of clothes you can't, are like half covered in the ground, and you can't even pull them out. Like, and you just have to leave them there. You know, blankets mainly are like that. But yeah, but I got a lot of, but most of my trash was actual trash though, like cans and stuff. So that was interesting. And the bums too themselves, you know. Like I noticed thing about the bums because I was there twice, and yeah, it's the same bums hanging out in the same places both times. There's this one dude standing under the library, and then this other guy standing in the middle of the open grassy area, you know. And I was like thinking about what they may be thinking, and one of them was probably like, you know, underneath the library, like this is the best place because it's in the shade, and it's the closest to the river, and I've got the stool that Da Vinci would sit on, and I'm the closest to all the other bones because it's like the underneath area, you know. But then the one in the standing in the middle of the grass area was probably thinking that that was the best place to be because it's between Bum Central underneath the bridge, and then the other bum hangout area under the library, you know, in the middle of the big grass area. So it's kind of like, if anybody wants to hang in the best place, here I am. But he was just standing there. And then the other ones, yeah, they're like, and then you had the ones who hung out in like the social group under their tarp. But like they hang out, a lot of them sleep there. Like, because I was picking up, I don't know, should I like spill the beans? Yeah, fuck it. A lot of them sleep just on the west side of the library. Like they leave their stuff all there and they just camp out there together, like right there next to the building, like right up, jutted up. All you have to do is poke your head up a little bit and you look in, and that's the main room of the library. But they kind of decorate because the whole area. Because if you go even farther down to between the bridge of Broadway and the library, that's probably the main place they hang out. Because the main place I think is just on the other side of Ninth during the day on the grass. But the other main place where you can in the morning they always are is like just west of the bridge on Broadway, like just north of Alfalfa's Market, and this like square asphalt area lined with benches, and they just sit there like talking to each other. It's like the conference. One guy, it was funny, the second guy was there, the second time I was there, this one bum's like, yo, pick up a tampon, bloody tampon nasty. And then I found it eventually. It was right in the middle of the bike path. That was the second tampon I found. But and then he came back, he walked by again. He's like, you're doing community service? That sucks. I had to do it last week. But like, he was with his girlfriend. I mean, I was like, these bums are living the life, you know, because they're just like living right there in the middle, and then they go and hang out over at like at the bombshell. There you go. There's another place, the Bombshell, where they hang out. Just sitting there and kind of decorating. I was thinking that's a good place. You know, you should encourage homelessness because it's a very, very, very cost-effective way to take care of people who don't want to do anything for whatever reason. It's because, you know, they're just sleeping in the trees, and then they get up and they just sit there, and then they eat when they're hungry. They're using no resources. If you're living in an apartment, oh my God, you don't have any expensive. Yeah, it's a cool way. I think it's a good way, and it's healthy because it keeps them on their toes, keeps them outside, and in nature, in the community. They basically creating the community of downtown. And decorating it because they all have their different personalities, their different stances, their different locations, you know, their different clothing styles and stuff. Yeah, it was interesting. So I did that, and then a couple videos ago I did a video about how I was broke and I was all bummed about money. And like, yeah, pretty soon I was gonna have to like, I think, or I'm gonna have to like, you know, either get a job or sell my car or transfer more money from my line of credit because window washing season's ending up, and I don't have savings because I spent too much money last summer. I bought this thing. DUI cost me a bunch of money, so then it caused me to go, okay, I have to sell my car. So I was like, all right, fuck it. If I sell my car, I'm gonna have money, so I might as well spend money. So I got this thing for $230, but I can't use it because, all right, I couldn't use it because my tolerance was too high before. Theoretically. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, but then I think my money problems are solved because last couple of years, 2013, 14, and this year, 15. But also in 2007 and 2008. So for 5 years, 5 seasons, over the course of like 8 years, I was watching Windows. There was 3 of us, and earlier it was the father, son, and me, and then the son decided he was going to get a job, full-time like career job. And then the father says he was just going to go out of state and go back home. He's like, "Want to buy the business?" And I was like, "Oh." So I think I'll buy the business because I haven't sold my car yet. So, still have a car to do the business. Buy the business, go into debt, and then get out of debt because I have the business and I'm making more money. So I think that's my solution, and then I'll get my roommate to help me out. He wants to do it, and then sell it to my roommate after a couple of years, or as soon as I'm financially independent with my YouTube and my room and my website. As soon as I get professional enough to make money with that, yeah, and then he'll be happy to have that. So that's cool. I think I figured stuff out. I think I could get that kind of a loan. I forgot to go into the bank and see. I'll try tomorrow. I think it's too late now. Or maybe I'll go in today. Excuse me. I've been yawning a lot because I had insomnia last night. Because I was working so hard. I had insomnia. And then I had to work today. And so I'm like sleep deprived, and and I had to work yesterday too, and I had a really bad insomnia day before yesterday, and I kind of had like one of those second winds, like where you're about to crack and pass out, and then you suddenly wake up, and then you get insomnia again. So I ended up not getting enough sleep for 2 nights in a row. So yeah, that's why I've been yawning. But hey, I'm awake now. Dun-doo-doo. So that's what I'm up to. Is that it? I just did the video. Why I am the father, the grandfather, godfather of MMA and not Bruce Lee. And I forgot to say in that video. There's a couple things I forgot to say. But I forgot what I forgot to say. So whatever. So I guess that's that. Oh. I want to do videos. I'd like to do videos. Right, and so my plan is to, excuse me, on January of 2017 is when I'm going to activate, Legend of Sanctimonium musical. And that's kind of, I think I'm gonna have that weaved in with the biking, because you have to be out there exploring Sanctimonium if you're gonna be acting the show, so that's that's going to be at the beginning of 2017. It's like, what day is it? Come, commuter. Come, commuter. Come, computer. Wake up. Okay. 422. Ooh, never mind. Yeah, it's November 24th. So I have like a month and a week to, try to wrap up some loose ends on my website. So I'm gonna do plenty at the end of the week. A couple more days. Let me know what you think about plenty. And then I'm going to, like my job on plenty. And then I'm going to fix links and that kind of stuff on my website. And then it'll be one more year, right? And so what are my goals? What are my goals for next year? My goals for next year are to, do those books, and then I'm gonna, do my audiobook page, my free audiobook page. I need to explain that. I'm gonna add words to my website and explain that, and then I'm gonna reorganize the books so that you can fit the whole book in, like, when they're big books in one page across, like everything else is. Because when I made that last year, I hadn't come to that philosophy yet. I was still at the philosophy of let's put the titles right together, not put all the subject of one book together. It's better to put the subject of one book together because the titles of the books are up at the top. Why didn't I think of that? Crazy. Look, man, I'm super creative from all that weed that I used to smoke, but sometimes I get loopy, and that didn't make sense. That was an example right there of being loopy. Another example of being loopy or doing something and not noticing is funny. Like, I was adding like apostrophes I was adding dates to battles on Google Earth thing. You should check out my Google Earth downloads. It's good. I'm going to do a page about that soon. But, and I was adding like the year, and like, because it's like 1,000, 1,500, 1,000. I was adding like apostrophe after the one, like one apostrophe 600 for 1,600. And I did it for like an hour over like 200 or something. And then on Google Earth, no labeling them. It's slower on Google Earth doing 200, changing names than if it's on Dreamweaver. And then I was suddenly like, wait, because I was paying attention to like a audiobook / daydreaming. Or not daydreaming, just listening to the audiobook. And all of a sudden, I was like, wait, what the fuck is that? Wait, no, and I had to redo it. But I did it the next day. I didn't want to do it then. That's kind of frustrating. But yeah, no, I make good progress. I'm getting better. It's like I feel like it's recently been on my website's really been kicking ass, but I've had this computer a year. And I know when I got this computer, I really started to kick ass because this computer's way faster than the other computer. But I feel like even recently, since I first got this computer, I think it's because when I first got this computer, I was making really long lists, which just take forever, and it makes you feel like you're not making any progress. But, when I'm working on and plus my website in general is just coming together. But I'm continuously, surprising myself with how undeveloped pages are when I look at them. I think that they're done, and then I see that they're on the beginning. But that's good because it gives me the illusion that I'm farther ahead than I am, because it keeps me busy, Trying to play catch up all the time keeps you on your toes, dude. More than if you're just like, oh, it's just finish one thing, I have as much time, Yeah, that's how it's done, dude. But the side effects of that are people think that you're a fucking idiot when they look at your website and they're like, none of the links work. What the fuck, when all of the pages are in data collection stage. But my website's getting out of that stage pretty quick. My space page is still like that. I need to make it right and explain stuff. My population page is still like that. Okay, so enough talk about the website. So, what else? Well, I mean, I guess that's it. Like, what else is there to talk about? That's what I'm doing, man. That's a vlog. I guess I'll do another vlog in another month. And maybe I'll do another video. I'll do Google Earth. Check out my Google Earth downloads. Download my Google Earth downloads. Let me know what you think. I'm sorry. And let me know what you think. Okay, so that's long enough for my vlog. Sorry if I took too long. Holy shit, a half hour. Ooh, almost a half hour. Okay. Peace out.
So we're at the road. That's Haystack Mountain from the road. Boulder Reservoir. Boulder. Here's the plateau. Haystack. Plateau.